So I'm going to be doing this stuffed pepper recipe, and here I am at my local farm stand, and you can see they're just starting to bring out all the produce. It's just beautiful, and of course local produce, it's so much better. It doesn't have a lot of pesticides on it. And so I'm going to choose I think these red peppers look great, so I'm going to choose 4 of these. We don't want them too big, but we don't want them too small either, because they're going to be an entree. And you can see they've got the onions there, and these wonderful, wonderful sweet potatoes. White sweet potatoes? We're going to have to try some of those. Watermelons. Look at this beautiful local cantaloupe here, and Dubay smells and cucumbers. Gonna have to take a couple of these. I think just one of those, and oh boy, here comes some more stuff.
If you take a picture, I want you to have a full stand.
But this is going to be vegetarian, you know. Stuffing these peppers with zucchini or yellow squash would be the way to go. Wow, here I am, really excited to use my fresh local produce, and they just started trimming the trees outside on the road, which isn't really like background music. I have everything set up here, all fresh, so it can't keep, and well, here we go. Those beautiful red peppers that I bought, and actually I have a recipe in my Pop It in the Toaster Oven cookbook for crab-filled red peppers, bell peppers, but I don't have any crab, but I did have salmon, so I thought this is really good opportunity to experiment with a new recipe. Where can you get the cookbook? Anywhere. You can get it on Amazon, at your favorite bookstore. It's wonderful for anybody who has a toaster oven. You really, really want to have this book, and if you don't have a toaster oven, why not? You should have a toaster oven. And I've changed some ingredients here from the crab stuffed peppers recipe here. I have chosen to use zucchini, salmon, which I had, and breadcrumbs and some cottage cheese and some different flavorings, sesame oil and garlic. What the 2 recipes have in common is that they're both really easy, and in no time at all you can have a beautiful, beautiful meal. So I feel that peppers, the stuffed pepper recipe, is a vehicle for just about any kind of stuffing you may want. If you're a vegetarian, of course, that is definitely an option. And if you're not, ground beef or any kind of chicken is a good stuffing too. So in this case, I'm going to do salmon and zucchini. And now I'm going to show you what I have assembled for the ingredients, but first I'm going to preheat my toaster oven to 375 degrees. There are the beautiful, locally grown red bell peppers. Aren't they beautiful? Looks like a bouquet. And then I have some ingredients over here, which I'm going to be using. I have a little over a cup of chopped zucchini, locally grown stuff, as well. Here is a cup of salmon, and this is just canned salmon, nothing fancy. And then here I have a half a cup of breadcrumbs. I make my own breadcrumbs because then they don't have all that salt and additives in it. So this is made from whole wheat bread. I have a half a cup of cottage cheese. Why not? Thought I'd give it a try. And an egg. And then I'm going to be putting in probably a teaspoon of powdered garlic, some freshly ground pepper, and a tablespoon of sesame oil. Actually, I think will give it a really nice flavor. So all of these things go into the bowl now. So there's the chopped zucchini, the cottage cheese, and this is like a low-fat cottage cheese, and the breadcrumbs, and the salmon, just like that, and the egg, Now I'm putting in I'd say a half a teaspoon of powdered garlic. And then for me, I think I'll put in probably about a quarter of a teaspoon of kosher salt. Then I also want to put in a tablespoon of sesame oil. This is toasted sesame oil. A wonderful flavor. It's a great oil to have on hand for augmenting flavors of things. Freshly ground pepper. Just put that in just like that. Throw it in. And now we're ready to mix this up. I figured that by looking at these peppers, and I hope I'm right on this, that probably a little bit under 4 cups is going to do it. I figured that the peppers look like they could hold about 3/4 of a cup of ingredients. So I figured, well, it's not quite 4 cups, maybe just a little bit short on that, but we'll see what happens. I'm thinking I'm going to use a teaspoon for filling these. We'll see how close my calculation is now on this. You want to pack that ingredients in there fairly tightly to make sure that they are totally full. Okay, so far so good. Oh wow, look at that. That was pretty good. Now the ingredients are pretty similar to my recipe in the Pop It in the Toaster Oven cookbook, so I'm going to set the timer for 40 minutes as I recommend in my recipe. And it says bake for 40 minutes or until the peppers are tender. So after 40 minutes I'm going to test them to see. Well, that was 40 minutes, and I just tested them by poking them, and the red bell pepper is tender. And I'm going to give it a taste now to see how my experiment with salmon-filled red bell pepper tastes. This is interesting. You sort of have a dish within a dish here. So I think you could just scoop it out, but you really want to have some of the red pepper with the stuffing. I have here my favorite condiment, which is yellow mustard and mayonnaise, which I think will go really well with this. The pepper is beautifully done, and it's a little bit charred, which is kind of nice. I like that from the baking process. And so let's try the stuffing, and let's have a little bit of red pepper with it. So the red pepper is really very sweet. And the contrast with the salmon filling is the salmon is very mild. I can taste the garlic. The sesame oil gives it a toasty, really nice flavor, and the blend is quite lovely. I'm trying it with a little bit of my condiment. This is really beautiful. It is so delicious. And it would be just a really great entree, just like this. If you were grilling, or if you had a kind of a meat dish or something, this could be on the side and could be stuffed with just vegetables and be absolutely beautiful. What else could you do with this? How about pasta or just rice and herbs? There's no end to what peppers can offer you as far as a variety of delicious